Hey guys, what's going on? This is AppleInvestigator here, and in this video I'll be bringing you my full review of Apple's latest full-size tablet computer, the iPad Air. Now this thing was announced on October 23rd alongside an iPad mini 2 as well. It now features a Retina display, and coverage about that device will be making its way to the channel very shortly, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. But in this one, let's focus on the iPad Air, Apple's 5th installment of their full-size tablets. Let's start out with the display. This thing still features a beautiful Retina display with a resolution of 2048 by 1536. You're going to get a pixel density of 264, so when you zoom up on your text and stuff like that, it's going to look pin sharp, and you're not going to really be able to decipher any pixels with your human eyes. Now what I like about this is it also fits in your hand much better due to an improved design that we'll talk about in a minute, but it just feels really good in your hand and your reading experience and stuff like that, browsing through websites, looking at ebooks. It's going to be a lot better on this device than it was on the 4th gen iPad. The curvature of the device and just the whole overall style and bezels and stuff like that have been altered. Now this thing inherits the design of the iPad mini, the iPhone 5S, the iPhone 5, so on and so forth, with that diamond cut chamfered edge on the side. But like I said, the bezels have been reduced quite significantly actually, and the screen size stays the same, but the bezels are now smaller and narrower, so that obviously changes the design of this device. It also is called Air because it feels much lighter than the previous generation at only 1 pound. So when you pick it up, it's not like it's going to be like, oh, it's a feather light, but it is very light, and it is very light considering this thing has so much power packed inside. It is also described as thin as a pencil, and that's true. It is very thin at only 7.5 millimeters thick, and that goes really nicely with a full-size device while still maintaining some durability. On the bottom you can see that we have our home button, and on the top we had our FaceTime camera there. And on the back you can see I got the silver and white version, but there is also a black and space gray variety as well. Now you guys can see that this silver and white, it looks really nice. I really enjoy this color. It's a change from my black 4th gen. Anyways, on the back you can see that we still have our 5 megapixel camera. I must mention that the front side also got some improved backside illumination on the front facing camera. And we can see that on the side it's very thin. It's got those mute/lock button switches as well as our volume rockers. And as we pan across and come back on the other side, we will see that there has also been some changes to the bottom of the device, now inheriting a dual speaker. So we've got stereo speakers on here now, and we've also got our lightning port for syncing and charging up this device. Taking a look at the top now, you can see we have our 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, as well as our lock/power button, and we also have the inclusion now of dual microphones, so this will be a vast improvement for FaceTime calling and stuff like that. This thing is incredibly speedy as well. It's extremely fast, and it's inherited the 64-bit A7 processor that was announced alongside the iPhone 5S. If we take a look at the iPad 4 on the left, we get two Geekbench scores of around 700 and 1400 respectively. But when we take a look at the scores of the iPad Air, we basically double the performance like Apple stated, getting 1480 and 2700. So you can see it's really fast and snappy, and this is really good for productivity and if you need to be doing work, switching between apps and stuff like that. I'll show you guys what I mean here. It's very quick to fluently flush through apps. Closing apps is a breeze as well. And when you're just getting into different applications from the home screen, you can see that they load up relatively fast. I can just switch into a new app. These aren't even open. These are closed apps booting up. And it's really quick. It's snappy, and you can see that this performance has really come a long way. Although it won't be that significant from the iPad 4, it is noticeably faster when I was testing this. It is also valuable to note that this device also runs the M7 Motion coprocessor as introduced on the iPhone 5S. But in this demonstration, I'm going to give you guys an idea of what it's like to play some high-demand graphical content on this device. So I've booted up Real Racing 3 here, and this game really gives you an appreciation of high quality graphics. So you can see that the backgrounds, the textures, the cars, there's an incredible amount of detail in this game. So let's just have a quick look. And guys, please cut me some slack. I mean, I'm looking at the camera and playing at the same time, so don't expect me to be too good in this one. Anyways guys, you probably get the idea that this game looks really amazing on this device, and all the images and parts of the game load up really fast, and it's impressive that the iPad can handle something like this, but it's also expected due to the fact that we've also got that new processor. Now we're just going to boot up a simpler game such as Rat on a Jet Ski, and this game gives you some idea of what it's like to play an arcade game on the iPad Air. And although it's not graphically intense, it's still really fun and it's a good user experience. It's one of the top games in the App Store for iPad, and I thought I would give you guys just a quick glimpse of how this one plays. So I'm sure you guys can get the idea. This is a pretty basic arcade type game on the iPad, but it handles itself very well on the 9.7-inch display, powered by that A7 processor. So guys, that pretty well wraps up my review of the Apple iPad Air. I hope you guys really did enjoy it. Please hit that like button down below if you did. Packing a really powerful A7 64-bit chip in here, an all-new design, and that always gorgeous Retina display, Apple's latest 9.7-inch tablet is the best it's ever been. And if you're in the market for something crazy like this, it's definitely one that you're going to want to check out, because Apple never disappoints on the tablet front. And although I think iOS 7 could be more optimized for it, it really is a great experience. Thanks for watching guys, thumbs up down below, and subscribe for all the future videos, including that of the iPad mini 2. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.